I wanted to welcome all of y'all to our Hillbilly Hoedown. Are y'all having a good time?
I'm going to sing a few tunes from my upcoming album. If you don't like it, it's too damn bad.
Our family first met Alicia when she'd been dating Dylan for about a month. And he asked if he could bring her on vacation. And we don't tell our boys no very often, so of course. We were going on vacation in Lake Toxaway in North Carolina. Our crew was Tim and I, the boys, both Colin and Dylan, Nana and Pawpaw, and 3 dogs for one whole week in a house on the lake. My first impression of Alicia was that she was kind, soft-spoken, and really beautiful. And I thought to myself, and I told Tim, poor Dylan. After spending a week with our family on the lake, that little girl is going to break his heart on the way home. See, with our family, you got to be pretty tough to hang around and stay for very long and to fit in with our stubborn, strong personalities in the Connor family. However, it was on the very last night that I knew that this might work out, because she showed me just how tough she was, and she continues to show me just how tough she is time after time. And I'll tell you about in a little bit, but I'm going to tell you about this particular incident. So, you see, I'm very competitive. And I love to fish, and I pride myself on being the very best fisher woman and person in our family until we met Alicia and she came along. On the last night of our Lake Toxaway trip, Dylan, Alicia, and Colin were sitting on the boat that was tied to the dock in front of the house at midnight, having some refreshments. We'll leave it at that. Fishing with leftover hot dogs. Tim and I had gone to bed because we were getting up early to leave the next day. And we heard a loud knock on the door. And Dylan said, "Mom, Dad." My heart started racing because that's just not a good thing to hear at midnight. And Tim and I jumped out of bed and said, "What happened, Dylan?" And he said, "You better come quick. I caught a monster." We thought we were being punked, and we ran out onto the dock when we saw the absolutely largest catfish I've ever seen in my life. Okay? Like 3 feet long. No, I don't know. That might be a fish story, but it was big. So here's the story. My kids were sitting on the dock discussing life, getting a little tipsy, and looking at the stars when Colin says, "Dude, I don't know a whole lot about fishing, but is your pole supposed to be bent over like that?" And Dylan got very excited, and y'all see he's not a little boy, he's a big boy. He started using those big boy muscles, and he started rolling that reel in, and the reel came off the rod. And we learned a little bit about Alicia at that time, how competitive she is. And she reaches down, and y'all know if you're a fisherman, you don't want to grab the string when somebody is reeling it as fast as they can. She reaches down, and she grabs the line, and she pulls that 3-foot-long catfish out of the water with her bare hands. I knew from that moment on she would not be breaking his heart on the way home, and perhaps this just might work out. And that was 7 years ago, and in that time, we as a family knew that she was the one that would marry our little Dylan bear. We are both very competitive, whether it is fishing, Uno, or cornhole. We are both very skilled using our toes. She can drink Prosecco from a wine glass on a catamaran, holding it between her toes. I can pinch really hard with mine. Just ask my husband, and I will teach you how to do that when Dylan is not behaving the way he should. Alicia also loves to have a good time, and I'm very excited to have a partner in crime. I'm very excited to have a girl. Finally, I have a daughter. I'm gonna spoil her to death. And then, lastly, and I made it through this without crying, so I'm feeling pretty damn good. Lastly, I know that we both love Dylan with all our hearts. So I would like for you guys to raise a glass to Alicia and Dylan. Cheers. Thank you, guys. Since the band's not back, I'll sing y'all a song. Just kidding.